Testing. I think it's working. Oh man, my lab. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know. I didn't go to the door. Boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, boom. No, no, no. See, still not. Still not. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, it says end stream. Okay, so it must be live. Excellent. Oh, look at the but to do it. When I gotta go to do it. Okay. I'm gonna assume that this is working. It looks like it's latency. Looks like I'm like 10 seconds behind. Like this is not even 20 seconds behind. My hand's not on my chin. My hand's not on my chin. Hasn't been for about 30 seconds behind. There it goes finally. Okay, putting it back on. All right, 55. I put my hand on my chin. It's like 54. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna see. We gotta test this out. Sorry, guys. We got a little technical difficulties going on right now. I'm gonna see capture moments as they happen. Yeah, right. Yeah, 30 seconds later as they happen. Okay. So 54. We're at 14. 15. There it goes. 17. So 20, 25 seconds. 54, 20, 04, 14. It's like 25-second delay. Oh my goodness. I do not like this new system. Well, what you gonna do? I guess this is it. Hopefully, I'll be able to see your guys' chat. I don't know what's going on. I hope I'm even live. I hope you can hear me. It says my little audio thing's going, so we're gonna get this thing going anyways. I'm assuming that it's all working. So today on the 100th monkey, I'm just gonna call all these 100 monkeys at this point because purpose of these videos that I make all the time is to put this out there into the consciousness of the world. Of course, it's already in the consciousness of it, but we just need to talk about some of these things sometimes. And we say them out loud, we put them out there, we get them in circulation, right? So that's what I'm here to do. Excuse me, I'm gonna take some water. I literally been spending like 2 hours trying to figure this out. What is my camera doing? I'm trying to focus. Yeah, all the old stuff doesn't work. Cameras is broken again. I don't know why. I think it's the browser at this point. It just doesn't like the cameras. It keeps saying that I have to allow camera access, and it all says allowed. So I don't know what's going on. It's the same camera I've been using every time. So I'm just lucky that I'm able to figure this out to be able to go live and see how everybody's doing out there. Hopefully, you guys are doing good. A lot of things going on with the collective. So honestly, I don't know what even I'm going to say. I have a million things to talk about. It's been about a month, but I don't even know what's going to come through right now. So we're just going to see. Oh, thank you, person. I really appreciate that. This has been like I said, it's been like 2 hours. I've been, and if you're, and again, I'm repeating what I just said, and you just heard it, and there's like a 25-second delay. So this is just weird. I'm still gonna have to figure out something else. I sent an email to tech support and everything, and I actually tried to log in for the browser because they don't have a tech support. They have a community chat. So, and I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for my password. It's been like an hour, So I don't even know if I'll be able to log into that. But yeah, we'll try to get it all figured out. You know what I'm saying? I might have to just use a crappy browser, which I don't want to have to do, but we'll see how it goes. It seems to be one of those glitchy days. It's weird because I don't touch nothing. I just come back on and then it's just like, no, we're not gonna work. We're not gonna work anymore. Same camera you've had. You haven't even touched nothing in my little space here. Laptops here, cameras here. Like, just like, nope. We're just gonna break down again. And the whole point I'm having this trouble is the webcam cam stopped working too. I have no idea why. I have no idea why. All I don't. This is my work laptop. I don't even. You know what I mean? Like it sits right here. If I work on it, I come sit down, and that's all I do. Um, we're gonna pull some cards. So there's a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things that keep coming into mind. Um, and I really don't know. It's so funny. I want to go live so many times, and and when it hits me, and now it's just kind of like, like what do we want to say? So let's see what Spirit has to say. We're definitely going to start with the thought of the day, um, which really has to do with the manifestation that's coming in. You know, essentially, it's poop or get off the pot, right? At this point, um, really past the point where wishing for things and stuff like this, like we want to make it physical, we want to manifest, well, we got to do the things then, we can't just keep wishing and whatever. And I talk about a lot of this on the show, but there's a lot of misnomers still that are out there, and it all comes back to what I'm always talking about. So we'll see what Spirit has to say, because I have a million things to say and I can't think of a single one of them right now. So let's tune in with Source and see what Source wants to say other than love. It's just like love, man, love is all you need. Like, there's a lot of people who are confused still about what it is and what it means. People are failing to see patterns, no matter how obvious it is in front of them. And it goes for all of us. It's not really like, oh, these people, those people, because it's not a separation thing. It's a unification. Um, like I say, there's all this competition. I've said before, there's all this competition in the world. Everybody's fighting to be the best, and instead of fighting for like unity and like helpfulness, like an example that's coming to me, it's like when you have to weatherproof, say, your sprinklers, like for the winter or whatever. It's one of those things like, how come we even have sprinklers that aren't weatherproofed in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we even make that? Everybody's, if we're about efficiency and everybody, oh yeah, like we have the best this and the best that. It's like, no, we don't. Like, like we're not even weatherproof. The only kind of sprinklers that should ever even be in creation in existence right now are weatherproofed ones, because then you're buying the cheap ones because it's the only ones you can afford. It's literally just a ladder of keeping people like broke, whatever, like, because then you buy them and then you have to get them weatherproof, and then you end up paying more or something like that. And I mean, they're sprinklers, they're gonna wear out, you have the sun, the heat, you have the cold from the winter. I mean, it's the whole process. So maybe not be the best example, but I shared something recently about that, the planned ob obsolescence, planned can't think of it, but it's the fact that like there was a council meeting of like where all these people showed up, and then they literally purposefully said, okay, like, I think there's a light bulb that's been on for like over 100 years, and it's still on today, but they were like, well, we're not going to make any profit off of that, so we have to make crappier light bulbs so that people keep coming back and buying light bulbs. It's called planned Plan something. I don't know. I can't think of. I wish I could think of it so you guys could check it out and look it up right now. But I can't think of the word. It starts with an O. It's like not obfuscate. No, blah, blah, blah. I can't. It's not coming. So it's funny. Love your face too. Still gonna face elements, but are you weatherproof? Yeah, exactly. And that's a good point. That's what else I wanted to talk about too. Is there's something, there's all these people saying like, so recently that, if you expose yourself to extremes, in a gentle way, that your body will then produce the energy in order to cope with harsh conditions. And what it does is it makes you stronger because it allows you to survive longer. Like, if you work out a lot and you push your muscles like to the point of whatever, like there's all these processes where the hydrogen going in between is actually what makes it feel tiresome, but you're really not tiring your muscles. Your muscles are producing lactic acid or something, or not lactic. I'm gonna get it all wrong, but it's basically just like, and I just watch it and I go like, yeah, like it's called working out, you get stronger. And it's just countless, and it's because people want to take pills instead. They just want to sit and argue about things and not actually do research on stuff. So this is what I mean when I say it's about the manifestation at this point. We keep asking for what, how, when, who, what, where, how's it, when, and it's you. It's always been you. It's always been, all of this stuff. And, I don't want to say wishing upon a star, is just, gonna end up tricking everybody, but obviously you have to have that wish, and that goal to go for, so that it's a paradox, the paradox we live in. And all you need is love. I know, all you need is love. Because love is the one thing that makes it all work. And we've said that a million times, but there's a lot of things coming up for a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of facts, more facts and less facts. And, if people aren't focused on unity and harmony and coming together, and they're just like we got too many one up people out there. Like you ever meet that one up guy, you know, who's like just trying to one up whatever you just said. Like you're just sharing an experience that you've had and it was important to you, but then somebody's got to come in and one up it and tell you about theirs. And that's not, what I mean? We're fighting way too much. We're fighting with each other, and we don't even realize we're fighting with each other. People don't listen anymore. Everybody's just trying to get theirs and get more stuff, and that's what it comes down to. A lot of times people say, "Well, I want this in my life, I want that in my life," but you're just asking for stuff. Like say a relationship. I want somebody that's going to make me happy. Well, okay, you're just asking for stuff. It's the same thing, It's, well, I deserve it, and I deserve. It's like, yeah, but okay, we all deserve it, but you have to put in effort, and you have to put in care and work towards it. You have to listen. You have to, learn how to harmonize with the world around you and the people around you. It's not just, oh, what I say and what I say and what I say and what I say. That's all anybody keeps doing. You know what I mean? Which is funny because that's what I'm doing on this show, and that's what I've been doing since I created this show, because that's not how I feel or who I am. Like, I feel like we need to come together and we need to harmonize, and people, we need to learn to listen to each other, and a lot of times we can't because people get so upset. There's a difference between going, oh, well, have you seen it from this angle? Or have you heard about this? Right? Like, what they say about the jabs, right? It'll protect you from contracting the virus, and it'll protect you from spreading the virus from the POTUS. The POTUS, them himself, whoever that guy is, said that shit like facts, and it's not facts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not about sitting around arguing over and over and over and over again who's credible and how many degrees he has and is who's the expert. No, it's like you need to go straight to the source. That's what not a lot of people know how to do, and that's the fact. Because then people say, oh, well, don't be mean, and there's not everybody who knows everything. You didn't know everything, so don't be mean to people who don't know everything. And it's like, I'm not trying to be mean to people who don't know anything. I'm just telling you when you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, okay? But you're going to interpret it that. Why? Because you made me feel bad, right? Exactly. People are just, there, it's a constant victim to this, to that. You know what I mean? It's so important to stay focused, Daniel son. Okay, when you are doing or thinking with this, or doing with with your heart, or feeling, or anything, that you stay focused on the point and what's actually happening and how it's how people like who are into this, like others like myself. It's like how we've literally predicted every single thing that was going to happen since 2019 and the outbreak of the pandemic. Okay, like we've literally predicted the whole thing. I remember I was having a discussion with someone my who's close to me, a family member, extended family, whatever, on you on Facebook, and they're all vaxxed up. They're telling me, you obviously don't understand how viruses work. blah 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 blah. That's why we gotta get vaccinated, and because there's gonna be mutations and blah 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 if you don't get vaccinated. And I'm like, there's gonna be mutations if people do get vaccinated. And then the funny part is Omicron came from vaccinated person, peoples, whatever you want to call it, right? And so like I'm not even trying to predict the future, but it happened exactly like I said it was going to happen. And I don't need a degree in order to know that. You just need to like look at what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we're all here to hang out and say, hey, what's going on, guys? I see it too. I know you guys see it. I see it too. We got to keep talking about this. Then we're talking about people getting censored, right? This happened before. Like before the whole thing and people really started to get censored, people were already talking about getting censored on online and all those other platforms that are coming out. And then it really started to happen. And even up until that, even while it was happening, there's people out there going, no, it's not happening. No, it's a bubble, but yeah, well, it's because you got false facts. And it's like, no, they're not false facts, man. You know who got false facts? Mr. President of the United States had false facts talking about it's fully going to protect you and it's non-transmissible. Wrong, right? We all knew it was wrong because if you know anything about viruses, you know what I mean? Like, or vaccinations, it's like you don't, this, I love everybody, but people are loco out there, man. It's a scary place. You know what I mean? We got to manifest some real stuff, then it's going to have to be manifest real stuff now. No more messing around. No more, oh, I need this and I need that and I have to do this. I have to do that. All you got to do is start working out, eating yummy, okay, healthy, not just yummy, eating yummy, healthy things, right? Getting proper sleep, you know, um, moderation is the key. If not at all, just stop everything that's bad, right? Recognize your vibration, clean up yourself internally, and you'll start to feel better. And everything around you'll have more power and more strength and more fortification in order to sustain that which we're here to sustain, right? If we want it manifested on a physical level, then you have to do that. You have to do it now. Now, now, like you said, now. You know what I mean? Do it now. Yep, and thinking positive. Exactly. Prayer, yep. Exactly. Prayer, meditation, same thing. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like it's instead of praying to some random thing out there, it's you. You're telling the energy what to do, around yourself. You're telling right? Because you can say forever and ever, like, oh, give me, I pray that I have, like immaculate health, right? But if you're eating Cheetos all the time, it's not gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean? It won't. Like, no matter, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? It's why I remember saying one time on the show talking about the idea of instead of asking just for the health, like because you want stuff, you want to ask for yourself to want to do it, for yourself to have the ability and have the drive and have the desire to do it, right? That's what it's doing. That's what affirmations are doing. Things like this, right? But then we all know, like, and it's also the water thing, the Dr. Emoto, with the snowflakes that they make. If you say I love you and you say this, right? And then you say I hate you, and then it doesn't even form like into a shape at all. It just turns into like sludge, So yeah, words and everything, and that's how we manifest and we create these gods and these beings and the this and the this, right? Because people want to understand what the dimensions are, and everybody's trying to get to this like 5D dimensional thing, like, oh, we're all going to go someplace. It's going to be the reality is the dimension is already here. Okay, right? They're all around us at all times. We just we can't see them, what I mean? And, as their third eyes come on, you start to be able to see more dimensions, etc. But the fact of the matter is, like, so if we say, okay, well, where's our 5D Pleiadians, right? Where are the 5D Pleiadians? And whatever other ET group you want to pick. Where are they at? Right? Well, they're in the here and the now. They're right here. They're at any point in time. Boom, boom. Right? Because based off their consciousness, so they're here all the time. But how is it that they're able to live in a 5D, whatever density place? Is because they're allowing, they actually use the technology that our governments, if you will, and our powers that be are holding back from us. So we can live there too. Right now, physical Earth, it can be fantastic, can be great. But what separates us in this matrix box of 3D is the fact that our food's getting tarnished, the air's getting tarnished, polluted, the water's getting polluted, everything around us is getting polluted, and it's keeping us in this place, right? Because shout out to everybody out there doing the work, but even monks who like have achieved these super high levels of all this amazingness, where are they? They're still here in 3D. All the books that have ever been written by all the great people, you know, whoever wrote the genius books, whatever, Enoch, Keys of Enoch, whatever, that stuff, the Emerald Tablets, the this and that. It's like those are 3D physical books that are here in the 3D. So it's all coming from people who have lived still in the 3D, right? And it's not to say like we don't have like it's not like it's a fifth density book that just came down. No, it's written on paper, printed in paper. You know what I'm saying? Like all the amazing beings out there, like even pick your favorite channeler, pick your favorite whoever, who ha, oh my God, you're so amazing person. Pick that. Guess what? You're listening to them, and guess where they are? Still on the 3D plane. So this concept that like we're gonna just one day magically like poof and then go somewhere else, or we're gonna be on some other density, we're gonna be lit, right? It's practical, right? It's like I say about Tai Chi and meditation and the monks and how they've developed this system. It's practical. They're doing things with the meridian flow, the flowing of their chi through their meridians and their yi, their jing, their chi, their shen, their yi, okay, all which are like your intention, right? Yi's intention. Your jing is your actual physical like sexual energy. Your jing, your chi is like your heart energy, the actual put into motion, and your shen is your spirit, right? It's the word kind of translates into but they're doing it because like Bruce Lee in the One Inch Punch, right? Like he's not a magical super duper, I mean, hey, he is, that's what we call, I mean, hey, good for him. He's amazing, right? But he just learned how to move energy through his body, and that allows him to control and exist on different levels, right? The subtlety. This is why meditation is so important, like real meditation, so you can start to activate this, you can activate the things in your body so that you can do it and you can perceive it and you can get there, and then like I say, the reason why this is all being held back from us is because we're constantly getting polluted on left and right. So everybody wants to know all the secrets out there and all the this and all the that, as if there's like, what I mean? We all want the calculators for the math problem. You know what I mean? We just want to, or we want to take the pill from the doctor that's just going to make us all, superhuman again. No, it's not how it works. Now it could, if we would let the technology out, if we could get the elixirs and the ambrosias, you know what I mean? And the actual things that will, the oxygenated, things that we can ingest that will actually help us. So there's a physical aspect to this. And then there's, the mental and the spiritual and the yi, the consciousness part of it all, right? But you have to connect them. You have to be aligned. This is the wording of this, what we mean when we say aligned. You have to do the things that in your mind is telling you to do. Right? This is why we're disconnected from all of the densities. It's why every single one of us can learn to channel. It's why every single one of us can learn how to 1 inch punch. I mean, shout out Bruce Lee's the only one who's, first one who showed it, first one, but he's not the only kung fu monk master that knows how to project their chi in that way, but they're not on YouTube. out here trying to tell everybody, you know what I'm saying? They're not trying to just make money off of it. They're not trying to, so shout out Bruce Lee for coming out in the public and doing that. And why you think they popped him off? It's because he was given the secrets of the densities of how to do this stuff, So taking care of your physical body, taking care of your mental, taking care of your emotions, not watching certain things, not reading about certain things, we have to start, like I've said on the show too many times, looking at everything as energy and not just the thing that it is that we call it in the physical, the label, the word, the this or that. Oh, that's bad because blah, 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 blah. No, like what's the energy behind it? Because there can be a negative being that has a positive message. It's not unheard of, but then we get into the real world. Well, where is he credible at? How many degrees does he have? What's he talking about? People don't even know how to hear. Like I said, people aren't listening. When I say listening, like we're hearing it, but we're not listening. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a lot. I do it too because I gotta block things out, and then sometimes I block out too much, and the one thing I should have listened to. But then they say, "Oh, don't." Be open so you don't miss opportunities. And it's like, you know what? Like, quit making all of this like a freaking anxiety driven world, okay? Like if you miss the opportunity you'll never have it again. No, no, like, you know what, I missed it, whatever, fine, like right? Because then you get into, well, I want to manifest, so I'm going to go with that opportunity, I'm going to go do it, and then, oh, it didn't work out the way I thought it was, right? Because there's a lot of other factors that are still around us, like the pollution in the air, the pollution in the water, the pollution in the food, and everybody knows this stuff. But it's like, what was I saying recently? The idea of like cancer, people who, it's fear. Like they put that in your head, in people's heads that you have cancer, it's uncurable, that's it, you're done. If that's all you think, then from that moment on, then you're getting rid of any chance of ever healing from it ever. Like, and you guys know this stuff. Like, we gotta know. You gotta go to the source. Going to the source of all the things and how it's happening and why it's happening, and have to be real with yourself. Like, okay, you know, whatever. I'm doing too much, moderation is key. You know what I mean? I'm eating too many Cheetos, right? But then I'm asking for God, oh, why me? Why me? You know exactly why you. Like, I got nothing else to tell you. Okay. You know what I mean? It's like, we know. It's just like, modern medicine, going to the doctor when you know that they're just going to make profit off of you and that's what they exist for. But then we keep going back to them, asking them for, like I said in the show before, it's like asking your slave master, you're a slave and you're asking your master, you know what I mean? Like, you know, am I am I trapped here? And they're just like, no, you're good. Don't worry. That's the best life. You're living your best life down. Just trust me. You're living. Oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to know because I'm not feeling too good down here. I don't know what's then he's like, okay, here, take some of this. Here's a little, and then it's like a little, it's like a soda pop, And you drink it, you're like, that tastes really good. And then meanwhile, it's just like messing up your gut inside, It's like some point, like this everybody, we have to get, you know what I mean? Like, and then it's, people get so mad, like as soon as their narrative gets challenged, they just want to blame everything. They want to blame you. They want to blame everybody else for the reason why the life isn't going. It's like, well, yeah, okay, so let's blame the real stuff. Let's blame the pollution in the water, pollution in the air, the pollution in the food. Okay, pollution, even Wi-Fi, radio waves, everything. This stuff is around you, whether you want to admit it or not. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean it's all just here to like destroy us, but it's not exactly here. We're not exactly on the fifth dimension yet. So, I'm still waiting. Like, I'm not, give me another expert because we need to tell him the next, okay? Because they're not saying anything that they need to be saying, like, but it's great because this technology is coming out more and more and more and more now, you know what I mean, as we go. It's on its way. It's totally happening. But of course, there's so many um strongholds left. Let's put it that way. There's so many strongholds left. And if all we're gonna do is play the good guy and be like, oh, well, we don't want to hurt people because blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, we need to remove them like immediately. You know what I mean? But we're just gonna let them run out their time in their position of power. No, no, no. We need to remove them. But you know why we can't remove them is because, quicker is because the people aren't united. People are still arguing, acting like Mr. POTUS is our savior when he doesn't know jack about the jabs that he just literally lied to everybody about on TV. You know what I mean? Like, who told you to say that? Your top advisor? Who's that? Oh, yeah, that guy. We got to talk about that guy again. Right? Shouldn't you have the top advisors of the United States, and they told you it was totally fine, totally gonna work. Don't even worry about it. I know it's totally fine, right? So noticing these things, talking about these things, and getting ourselves to a place where, getting oneself to a place where you know that you're supported in your endeavors is very important because you always are supported in them. It's just the falling away of what you think, of how you don't think you're supported in them. you know, because we're all still here. Think about everything that we've gone through. Think about everything you've gone through. Think about what we've processed and had to transmute and everything. And, look how far we've come. Look how far you've come. Hopefully you've been growing. Hopefully you've been making those changes and you're still here, and how traumatic were those moments, right? They were for all of us. We're all in this together, you know. But you're still here. So how long are you going to keep playing the harp, playing on the harp? What's that saying? How long are you going to keep playing the sad song, right? This victim mentality, no more. Do the things and you'll feel better, and when you feel better, it's great and makes you want to do it more and it makes you have more energy and more time and more love and you start to spin faster and with more things, less things affect you, the more you can protect yourself, right? Your immunity goes up physically, mentally. You gain clarity of your mind, and then you can align better and you can direct your energy and you can protect your energy and you don't have to get involved in every single little thing, right? I shared a post where it was a giant blackboard at a school and a teacher standing at the bottom. Like it was huge and it had just like everything, the constellations, and it said something like me trying to explain all the patterns and how they connect, to like, and it was just massive. It was hilarious because there's so many things to connect and you don't need to. And that's why I always love on this show, and I always love talking about Taoism and the Tao and how it's like less is more when you detach from all the specifics and all the people that are lying to you and all the people that are saying, hey, look over here, it's a raccoon dog now, right? 3.5 years into this pandemic, and you know what? We finally found the source, guy. We found what did it. It was the raccoon dogs. Yeah, see, it was raccoon dogs. And then somebody said, what did they say? They said, the raccoon dog hibernates in winter. I started dying because then it happened like October, November, or something like that, December. Like they were like, it was hibernating. Or something. They're cracking me up. It's like 3.5 years now. You know what I mean? It's not a lab thing. Don't worry about the lab, even though everybody said when this started it was from the lab. You know what I mean? It's hilarious. All this stuff is coming out now and they have nowhere to run. And that's what I love about, like, you know what I mean? And I always feel like I'm coming down on everybody and everything, but it's like we got to repair these grids somehow. And if it wasn't for all of you guys talking about this stuff, it wasn't for me being on the show, if it wasn't for us saying this stuff, um, I don't think we'd have been, this far along either. And if it wasn't for this thing happening, I know that's the unfortunate part. That something, right? What are we gonna do? You're gonna wait until you have full blown bodily failures before you're like, oh, maybe I should stop eating Cheetos. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Like, that's exactly why we had to have this. because nobody's listening, you know what I mean? So we had to shock the whole entire freaking planet into like, hello, you know what I mean? So that's why I mean, I'm sorry, I gotta say it how I gotta say it, and I don't mean to hurt nobody or be judgmental about nothing, but it's just literally like I'm talking facts. I'm not even trying to be mean. That's what I keep saying, right? And again, but can you hear that? Or you know what I mean? Like, are we listening to what's like, how come I'm the only one seeing this? I know I'm not the only one, but it's hilarious to me at this point. Been doing this my whole life. What was the one that the one guy said I shared from TikTok? He's like, freaking, how are you gonna say that the devil is gonna uh, torture your soul for all of eternity for not listening to the same God that he didn't listen to. You know what I mean? Like, there's all these things, right? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Adam and Eve, Lilith was the first woman, not Eve. Eve was, so you made everything out of scratch, but then Adam was bitching that he was not he's bored in paradise, but he's bored, so then he needed an Eve. So he needed a robot chick to be built for him so that he could enjoy his life. You know what I'm saying? So God was like, all right, give me the rib, and we're gonna make her like this, boom, 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 and then the snake whispered into her ear, told her she ate the apple. You know what I mean? So as far as I'm concerned, it's the robot Eve that ruined everything. Ain't got nothing to do with freaking Lucy or Lilith, you know what I mean? Like, nah, I mean, I don't know. We gotta fix all this stuff, Like, I don't know where to explain this, right? And that's why I like talking about the Tao, because the Tao explains the universe in the best way that we can understand it so far. I'm sorry, I don't care what other philosophy, theology, whatever is out there. The Tao explains it already. It's because they stopped when they stopped. They stopped at the fact that there's a grand source, the Great Mother, whatever, like Native Americans say the Great Spirit, all the terms for the unpolarized, the true oneness being, right? And that's why we call it the mother, because the mother gave birth, to, it's a metaphor, okay? It's always metaphors and archetypes and stuff, but if you have polarity, so we had a big bang, singularity, right, came together, and then with kaboom, that means the polarities, right? Like if it was a proton and electron, right? They mix, and then if you fuse them, boom, you get explosions, right? With the because it's too much, blah blah blah. So the singularity is polarity, right? Like coming together as polarity, and then kaboom. So what gave birth to that? Right? What was the first? Is the chicken or the egg? And then we go on forever and ever. So they say, well, we don't know, but we do know that there's a place of pure unitedness and oneness. And this is what you can experience through deep meditation and through removing the thoughts from your mind and removing polarity. And then you can actually feel what the other states of consciousness that exist, right? Um, and that's as far as we know, right? Exactly. Like as people, like we can know that, but then even experiencing another consciousness anywhere, right? Then what's the reverse of that? What's the polarity to that? What is that, right? So you're in polarity, 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 and then you get out of polarity, and then this is what we say, there's no judgment. There's love for all things and all beings and all time. Like, and when we all have that love for each other, then the fighting and the polarity goes away, because we don't, and it's not like we don't have or can create like a hot or cold, situation, but we don't have to fight over it. We don't have to hate. We don't have to separate ourselves. We don't have to think of ourselves as separate, because we know we're all one within whatever the creation happens to be. So it's not, again, like I was saying earlier, it's not some place that you just we're just gonna poof into the, a new density, and just everybody's, blah blah blah. Like, we have to be love and light now. You have to do it now. If we want to be there and we want to bring it to this planet at all, you have to do it now. You have to harmonize yourself. Stop fighting with yourself. Stop judging yourself. align with if you want to do something and then you put it off and you don't do it and then you feel bad. Don't start thinking all this weird stuff. You just go back to the source, realize you had too many Cheetos and that's why your tummy hurts, and just stop eating Cheetos. It's gonna be okay. You don't need the Cheetos. You know what I mean? And that's like how we get addicted to stuff. And like, right? I need a woman on board, right? Pull his rib out and then doesn't that mean she's of his same DNA, right? Don't people talk about that? Like we're all brothers and sisters. Like it has nothing to do with the kids that were born. It's right off the bat. Even Adam and Eve, they're brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? My gosh, I just keep blabbing. All right, a million more things that I have to talk about, but I think this kind of, if you can see the patterns, you kind of know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Um, love you guys. Thanks for listening to me blab. All right, what are you doing? Weatherproof. Princess Bride with the poison. Yeah, exactly. Right, right, right. That's a good one. Yeah. And fasting. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, Kian, you're nailing it, bro. Bro or sis. Sorry, I didn't want to. Sounds like a guy's name. That's your name. Yeah, fasting is so important too, right? Putting your body under these extreme things. Um, because then your body will produce what it needs to. And then even fasting, just look it up. If you need the energy, your body's going to kill off the cells that in order to get energy. And what cells are going to die first? Well, the ones that are already half dead. So you actually clean up your body a lot when you just fast. Like, I need food. No, we need less food. We have plenty of food. Why do you think there's so much food? We have starving people in the world. We have all this food. Jeez Louise. You want to keep going? Yeah, Kung Fu is very spiritual. It is. That's where, right. Because that's why well, it's like Qi Kong. Qi Kong was created because, they'd sit and meditate for so long, so many hours that their bodies would get sore, literally. They sit in lotus position or you get stiff. So then they started making the forms. And then because they were so in tune with their body, they could tell the direction of their chi that it was moving within their body, like actual real science, okay, which science, like I've said, it can only measure the after effect of how something happened, right? Like it already happened, and then science goes and says, oh, okay, what happened? And then they reverse engineer it. That's all science is reverse engineering what you're already creating and manifesting through your body. And it's not to say that it's bad, but you can do it. That's why the monks, there's the one picture where he's sitting in a boiling, a pot of boiling water. He's just like this, you know what I mean? Like he's just in his pot of boiling water, or his hands are together. It's either prayer, he's doing this one where they sit like that, and he's like not even affected. It's like boiling a pot of boiling water. Like he's just sitting in it. Like nobody in there. Like you ask any scientist, degree certified everything. They're gonna tell you you can't sit in a pot of boiling water without burning yourself. And then Mr. Monk shows up and he's just like, oh yeah, watch this. You know what I mean? Why? Because he knows how his body works and he's in control of how his body works, not the science, or they do it in the Himalayan mountains, yeah, in Tibet, right? Isn't it over there, Himalayan? Um, where they sit overnight in the blizzards up in the mountains. They'll go outside and they'll just have like they wear their usual robe, orange and yellow if it's like Shaolin or whatever. And then they'll just put a sheet, like your bed sheet, just the sheet part, like over their body. And then they sleep there overnight, like in below zero freezing temperatures, They just wake up the next day. They're like, yo, that was crazy, right? And that's like I was talking in the beginning, it's like exposing yourself to extreme things like saunas or the cold plunges, right? It makes your body produce things that, it's just like the monks. Like they put themselves through heck in order to achieve these things. They punch and, you know, nonstop. They're like doing into the sand and into metal shavings and yeah, it hurts and it sucks. And science would say, don't do that. You're going to cut your hands up, right? But if you keep doing it, and you use your chi and your intention, you have the mentality to overcome it, then your body will follow with that intention, right? But the power of the mind. This is why they want to confuse us. It's all psychological warfare out here. They're tricking everybody into being told cancer is fatal, right? Oh, well, now you believe that, so you're gonna die. I don't, there's nothing else to tell you right now. Like, I'm sorry, but if you don't have any space for it to be cured, then it never will be, you know. And even like remission, they say, "Oh, you're in remission." What? Remission? You mean it's gone? You mean I'm cured? You mean I'm cured? No, you're in remission. Oh, okay, because it never goes away, so it's gonna come back, right? They're still messing with you, right? It'll never be cured. No, of course not. Why? Because we don't have a cure. Yeah, you don't have a cure for it. Well, too bad for you then. That's not my case, right? This is we gotta stop listening to people, man. There's too much information, 100%. It's too much listening to people. Just like I said, all the stuff on the board. Just meditate, quiet yourself, and just go straight to the source of the things. Quiet your mind and let it all unfold, and the answer will be told to you simply, right? Everybody wants their adrenaline pumped. Everybody wants the next kick, right? Because my life's so boring. Everybody, watching watching a horror movie. You know what I mean? It stimulates, your adrenals and gets you going and blah, 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 and it gets your nerves fired and all this stuff, and it makes you feel a sense of excitement, right? So everybody's addicted to that stuff. That's why nobody can sit and just be completely quiet and say nothing for, like, the average person probably can't do it for more than 5 minutes, or whatever. I don't want to say average, like I know all the numbers, but you know what I mean? Like they're training this out of us. Our ability to do this, to heal our own bodies, to center ourselves within ourselves without the need for everybody else's opinion on what you have to do. You know what I mean? Like, but we have to talk about these. 'Cause I'm telling people what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where it becomes complicated, But we gotta keep that stuff going, man. The techniques. Okay. Hey, Erica, sorry, your hands. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of, getting back to it. So I'm spinning very fast, especially today. But I feel hot. I still feel hot. I'm still processing this energy that we got a new moon. Is it a new moon? Right? We got a new moon coming. So set your intentions, guys. Yeah, Bruce Lee looked after himself, totally. Heck yeah. And he was thin. If you look at Bruce Lee, like really, you ever see you seen him with the shirt off, in the movies, he's got the nunchucks, you know what I mean? Enter the Dragon. Okay, and he's skinny. He was this skinny dude, but he was shredded. Like you saw, like you could see every single muscle on his whole body, like even the little ones, that we never used, right? He was shredded. And he could put, and that's why he was so fast too, right? They say how fast he was. Right? But everybody's like, oh, you have to have what is it? You have to have a dad bod, you know what I mean, or whatever. You have to look like this and you have to look like that. It's all looks. It's all looks. He's not healthy. He works out like crazy, but he doesn't stretch and he doesn't breathe. He can barely breathe. He's buff as hell, but he can only run for 5 seconds at a time. It's not like it's not like that's the case. Like if you do work out, you're gonna be healthier. You probably run for a little longer, but you know what I mean? You just piling more muscle on, you're getting heavier and heavier and heavier. We're talking about light bodies here. We're talking about light. That's why they say eat light, right? It's not about heaviness, right? But like we're being tricked. Like it's what everybody desires. People don't even know that they're desiring not what's good for them. You know what I'm saying? Right? I mean, we all do. It's like eating sugars or chocolate cake or chocolate chip cookies, right? They're delicious. We desire them, and they're not good for you. Okay, so come on, guys. We gotta, right? We all know this. Like I said, Cheetos or whatever. We gotta stop eating the Cheetos. Too many Cheetos. Yeah, fear is projected, and they use fear, right? They use fear to scare everybody. You have to, yeah, you are your own doctor. You are, because have you ever how many times have we all gone to the doctor and say, hey, doc, I feel like this, I feel like that. And they're just like, oh, well, I don't know, It's just because, what have you been eating? And like they don't even know, don't you know what's inside of you more than anybody else. If you researched how, you know what I mean? Like things like how vitamin E, is like, what an anti-inflammatory and it's good for your skin and like, all these other things, I was talking about recently, like it's, you'll learn you just need vitamin E. You just need vitamin C. You just need this. You just need that. The whole thing happened with the plant with the vid that's out there, right? All you need is vitamin D and vitamin C, and you can get over it quick, even if you get it, or start going to the sauna, start doing cold plunges so your body's immune system kicks back up, it's like I always sleep with the window open, at night, like, all the time, like even in the winter, in the dead of winter, because that's good for my immune system. It's good for the fresh air. I'm a part of, I'm not sitting in a box changing how the temperature is in my body and then misaligning it with what the earth actually is. Like we're all changing our body to not match with the seasons that we're actually living in, and we're constantly at the same temperature all the time. And you don't have an immune system because of that stuff, But yeah. And then yeah, our aunt, right. It only got bad. Our ancestors were too. Yeah, it only got bad when the white man came over and then passed the blankets out and then gave everybody smallpox and whatever the hell else diseases, right? We think we know it all. We think America, capital, we think we got it all figured out. No, we don't. Native Americans are probably doing great until we showed up, you know. I say that because I'm white, sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize for my past, my ancestors. I'm trying to make amends right now, but nobody can hear it anymore because it's so far gone. No, I'm kidding, right? Like, and that's the thing, that's the great part is all this is like I always say, I'm gonna pick on everybody. I'm gonna pick on everything and everyone until people start actually paying attention. And if I gotta trigger you in order to do so, then sorry, I'm gonna have to trigger you. But you're gonna have to realize it's your trigger, it's not mine. I've been talking about this stuff my whole life. It's not new to me. And that's what else I want to talk about too is, they talk what is it? Not venting, but like, what is it? Oh, it's not coming in. It either starts with an N or a B. Like, like coming on and venting and getting it out or like everybody says, oh, you're being negative and it's or like getting triggered or whatever. It's like, no, like the reason why we talk about this stuff is because of how bad things are getting. Like that's why we're here talking about it. It's not because we're here to spread, more negativity and blah blah blah. And we need to learn to be nice and all this and that, And it's just like no, like this is why we there's a reason. We're saying it because we care, right? Like am I on this social media all over the world? Could anybody could watch it because I just want to like you know what I mean? I want to waste my time right now. Like I would be doing other stuff. I'd be meditating, I'd be working, I'd be stretching right now. I'm going to do it afterwards. You know what I mean? I could be taking care of myself, whatever. But it's like we have to talk about these things, So this whole like this everybody's trying to attack everything, everybody, and it's all just an angle. There's any angle in the world. I shared that too. It's a good post on Facebook where there's a man and woman sitting on the back of a donkey getting carried, and then the guy on the side, he's like, "Oh my gosh, poor donkey," geez, guys. Then there's one where the woman's walking and the man's on it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like you're not gonna let your woman, like ride on it?" Like, geez, what a selfish man, right? Then the other picture is the man's walking, the woman's riding, and then they're sitting there like, "Dude, get on the donkey! Like, why are you walking? Like, you have a dog, right?" And then there's the one where it's like they're both off of it, and then the donkey's going, and they're just I forget what the caption was now, but it's just all angles. Like everybody is just choosing the angle they want to choose. And if people keep choosing negative angles, and fighting angles, and I'm special, the one up guy, like I was saying earlier, you're the one, like, well, my angle's better than your angle. Like, people aren't even aware of their own feelings and why they're saying the things that they're saying. They don't even know. They're not even conscious of what is happening in the situation. And this is why I always advocate too on the shows. We have to be able to talk about everything and anything. And it's okay if we get upset. It's okay if it's like this, but keep talking, and stop blaming and stop making you know what I mean? Like, stop saying people made me feel bad. No, we're just talking, right? And stop blaming, and like, this is how people fight, anybody fighting, couples, relationship, whatever, anybody, even two random people at a bar, you know what I mean? Like, people, how is it that somebody could say words and then it gets you or someone else, so offended that, like, now you want to, like, literally cause physical harm? Like, what that's we can't this I mean, we can't listen, and no, we can't listen. We don't even know how to listen to each other no more. We don't know how to not get mad. We don't know how to not be number one and be right all the time because of all this competition that we have in the world. We got to stop with this competition. Competition does not mean or support unity and harmony, but I have to be number one. Oh, okay. Right. And that comes from a scarce fear mentality. There's not enough in the world. We can't share it. I have to be better than you. I have to, whatever. I have to win. It's why I stopped caring about sports like I did years ago. It's not that they're not great, amazing athletes. No, they're great. But do I care who wins? Not at all. Not at all. I have no emotional stake in what foosball team wins the Super Bowl. I seriously don't. I could so care less. But millions of people are addicted to who wins. Why? Is it an excuse for people to drink beer and eat hot dogs and just cheer for stuff? It's literally the Colosseum. It's Rome back, modern Rome, where they in the Colosseum and make them murder each other for entertainment. Put them in there with the lion. Sure, see how that goes. Good luck. I don't want to watch that. Like, this is the most horrifying thing in the world, and we literally make it normal, and people cheer that shit on. It's weird to me, man. It's a wild world. It's a wild world we live in. All the stuff people want, or even like horror movies. I think I talked about that on the show maybe one time. Where my grandpops, he just laughed. Like, this is one scary part, and he just went, huh, like that. Like, because grandpops, he's like old enough. You never know. He could be sleeping. Halfway through the movie. You know what I mean? You never know. But and you look, and he's just like that, and he just went, he chuckled, and ever since then, I was just like, yeah, I know they're pretty ridiculous, and it just settled into me, and I was just like, these things are ridiculous. It's not that terrible things don't happen in the world, but the fact that we're literally making movies to promote that, like, why? Why does anybody want to know the profile of, like, serial people? You know what I mean? Like, how is knowing that, like, helping the world become a better place? You know what I mean? Like, not like it's bad, go ahead and know it, figure it out, right? Psychology, figuring out people, but use it to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it, because there's people who like that sort of stuff. And, I'm not trying to tease it, right? I'm thinking of somebody specifically, and I'm thinking of, if you're on here, if you're listening. Um, but it's funny. It's funny to me. You know what I mean? But as long as there's no harm, about it. I mean, but man, we are amazing beings. Let's put it that way, right? But there's a line between, when that's good and when that's not good. And it's important to recognize that, maybe all those thoughts in your head are, you're not exactly going that stuff makes you paranoid, right? That's what they're doing all the time with the fear. That's why they show the killer of the highway road, dun, 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 don't flash your lights to somebody who doesn't have their lights on late at night, right? Because, like, what was that one movie? It's just like, I like, we're supposed to be coming into unity here, man. I don't know if people got the mind, got the capacity for it. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. And maybe I do. Maybe it's because all the stuff we keep showing each other and putting into our heads and fighting over scarcity and fighting over fear. I mean, it all rolls back to one because it's all one. I hold up two fingers because it's in between. It's all just one thing, right? At the end of the day, but We're not uniting around that. Everybody's got a different idea of what oneness is. And maybe not everybody, but like there's a lot of different idea. There's a lot of angles to what oneness could mean and how we can get there. And everybody's getting lost on all the angles. And it's plain as day to see why the world is the way that it is. Like if you can't predict the world by now, then you're not paying attention, you know, or you're not aligned. You're blocking, right? You're saying, I know that I need to stop eating Cheetos, but I'm not gonna. So then you're ignoring, you're separating your mind and your body, and that's not healthy. And that's why people don't know. They're not their own doctors. They're not, you know what I mean? Things like this. Like how many times do we try to eat raw? How many people or try to eat just broccoli or try to eat just this or just that, see how you feel, and then, meditate on it and then do some stretches, do some exercise, you know what I mean? See how your energy, like go run, like for a mile and then on a straight diet of, just broccoli and whatever, and then do chicken or something, like you'd be able to tell real quick that, the meat's going to be heavier and you're probably not going to be able to run as as easily, Obviously, if you just ate broccoli, we need a lot more vitamins than just, right? It's like, you know, I guess they're doing these things. Everybody wants to know, and there's literally no excuse anymore. Like we have Google. You can literally, I mean, don't go self-diagnosing yourself, especially on these medical things, you know what I mean? But find out about how the organ works and what meridians. Learn acupuncture, find what meridian ties, right? Like if you want to do, like, this is your gallbladder, right? You go around the ears and then you just go down to the, like, just go down in a V down the sides of your neck, right? There's the pressure points on all your hands, that you can, if you look it up, you guys know, you've seen it, all your organs in your internal body is mapped out on your hands, and your feet start, doing this, right? What are we doing with this? We're charging the energy within the body and we're getting it ready for, bringing the chi to our hands, things like this, Like, did I ever show you guys that one where it's like if you put your palms go like this and put the bones, line them up perfect, right? And then just like flat, don't think about it, but just overlap, right? Keep them about the same stretch. Okay, boom. Now you can see, right? My fingers, my middle finger at the top, they're even with each other, right? Oh no, look, it almost looks a little uneven, right? Okay, but which side is on? Okay, so this side, wait, this side, okay, looks a little bit taller. Right. Okay. So then if you just like now focus your chi, just leave that hand go. This is the taller hand, right? And you just push all your chi. And this just literally gets the blood flowing. So you can do it as simply as this. This will fatten up your hand in general. But if you send your chi, right, use your intention to put more energy into this hand and then just do this again. Watch the difference. Right. Same, just let it flow. Just let it go right, going all the way down. See, now it's this side that's taller than this side. When the last time this side was, it was this hand. But now this one's taller, right? It's like simple things like this with your intention. Like, what was I saying before that? Dang. Okay, they want me to stop right there with that example. That's funny. um, we have to align ourselves. Yeah, if you pay attention to what you're craving. Yeah, yeah, the pattern. Hmm. Yep, mostly proteins. Yeah. Got to start doing but the light, and then all you do is choose light things, right? So you pay attention to what you're craving. Like because sometimes we crave a burger, but it's because you need the red meat, you need the amino acids, right? Okay, so then, cut out the burger side and go for the amino acids and then see if you still feel that way, or see if your craving changes into like, oh, I want some kidney beans or some black beans or some, whatever instead. Not because of amino acids, but yeah, okay, whatever, that works. They're beans. Right. Pay attention to that stuff. And it's like if you have a craving for chocolate, right? It's usually what's chocolate? Magnesium And what else is in it? Excuse me. I've been blabbing. Hold on a sec. Is it selenium that's in chocolate? I can't remember. But we need all that stuff. Hold on, I got a lighter here somewhere. Do the rest of my dragons. Uh, I can't think right. I got too many. I'm thinking too fast. Dragons, whatever. Dragon stuff, dragon incense. You know what I'm talking about. Dragon's blood. Thank you. I started burning it and then I had all these aud audio problems or stream problems. I went through half of it. And I was like, I should put this out and wait for the stream. Tricks are for kids, man. Yeah, yeah, Bruce Lee, yeah. Um, we gotta be true to ourselves, man. You got it, bro. Right, in competition with yourself, not anybody else, exactly. But that's not what capitalism teaches us. You know what I mean? That's not what our world teaches us. It's just even in school, getting graded. What was your GPA? Like, I passed, all right? Jeez, right? I don't even have a degree in that, and I'm pretty good at theology and psychology and a lot of other things, But, like if you only have the degree, right? Because anybody can even afford to pay for 12 degrees and just stay in school, while for 12 degrees, 4 years each degree, that's 48 years of your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not always four, because once you got you can transfer credits, and you know what I mean. It's like, like what? Just forget it. I can't even with these people. They're addicted to whatever system that we have, and I don't know how they can't see you know. And it's not to say that it's a bad thing to get them, like they're gonna help you in life. I'm not saying that either, but we're talking about a whole new system here, because if you look at it, everybody's defending the way the system has been and how it works, and we need to do. And it's like, yeah, and look at where the world's at. Like, at what point are we going to be like, maybe we need to do something a little different? Okay, like nothing's really changing. It's just kind of been, it's like a graph, you know what I mean? It's like, like the dollar, right? It's just going down. It's going down slowly over time. It shoots up, like we had war. Oh yeah, we had war. Let's shoot it back up a little, and then it just keeps going down. Right? Like, it's perpetually going down, this world, like over and over. But everybody's like, well, no, it's because we need more degrees or whatever. Like, no, we need brand new system, like the water drought, right? I always tease about the water drought. We live in a planet with 70% water, and we got water droughts in California, which is on the coast. You can't be closer to the water than California, and it has the drought. I can't even do it with these people. I can't even do it, right? And why are we doing it? Because there's no money in it. There's no profit. And so everybody knows this. Everybody knows how these things work and that it's all about the money, but then people are just like still doing the same system. And there goes the graph, just, going down. It's just like, oh my gosh, I gotta pull cards, guys. I'm blabbing a lot. I told you I got a lot to say, even though maybe some of this doesn't feel so new right now. It's like there's a lot. And I'm realizing like I just have to this whole platform, I got to change it up. This is all going to be getting a lot more intense as we go, because it's a new moon and setting these intentions, anyways. But I'm excited. I'm really excited because it just needs to be like, yeah, I'm 100 monkeying all the time, and there are certain points when they get upset with me, I get upset with me. It's all one, I know. When there's just certain points when we gotta start saying this stuff. We gotta get out there. you know, put it out there more publicly. It's getting dark. I'm gonna go turn the light on. I'll come back. We'll do cards. Um, yeah, we're all being misled. The only people that aren't being misled are people who can already see it. You know what I mean? Because the truth is out there, but it's very few. Like it's probably 10% of the total population, And that's me being generous of people that are like actually talking about like the true stuff. But if you check out like, right, like what Rogan and Brand, check out their podcasts. Like they have 10 million, 6 million followers, right? But then there's what, 7 billion people in the world. Is that 10%? I don't know. I don't think it is, but I hope so. But there's a lot of people out there, so but it's gonna take time. And you got to remember too, we just hit the age of information, right? Like in the past couple decades, the internet, I mean, wasn't really a big thing until the 90s. Um, so it's only been 20, 30, well, 20, 30 years, whatever, of the actual information being out. That's only one generation, so we're actually doing really good, right? That's what Spirit always says. You're actually doing really good. And I know, we know. We're making a lot of progress. Can't say anything bad about, how fast the progress is, but do I need to wait for a Kali Yuga? Do I need to keep waiting for the Kali Yugas in order to like it's when you guys are gonna be given the time of the gold and of the peace. Here's your new Kali Yuga. Here you go. And it's like I've probably been born reincarnated in all these times, and I've probably been like I don't need a Kali Yuga in order to like be happy and say, hey, I love you guys. Let's try to make a better world, right? It's like everybody else needs something, you know? So it's funny. And that's how you know half of them are NPCs out there. I'm telling you. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying, just say braggers. That's too funny. Yeah, clapping hands. Yeah, it's good for charging the chakras. Yeah, you can do anything. That's why like Qigong is so powerful and so great. Just you have to breathe properly. You know what I mean? But just, fingers and just meridians and just like, there's a simple like just rocking your hands like this, right? And then just go like up and go left and right, right? And you're loosening up your back, and your shoulder blades and this and that. And what does that do? It allows for more energy, all the magical stuff to flow through your body, So physical exercise, right? It's all the same thing, right? We just have to get in touch with what we're doing and where it's moving and how it's going, like it's amazing. Like your body, getting into your body is one of the most fantastic places in the world. When your body's full of energy and like healthy and vibrant and rotating quickly, like you're not affected by things, like you feel like you can take on the world. It's the most amazing feeling. Home is right here inside of us. It's inside of you. This is just called shelter. Okay, this is not home. This is shelter, and it's the place we most frequent. And we tease it by, or we label it the home, when that's not, no, that's not. Your home is up here in your mind. You have to be happy with yourself. You have to be happy with everything, with your body. Happy body, soft, subtle, supple body, right? So the chi flows through. Not collapsed body, just awake, aware, but soft, right? So with a velvet steel fist and a velvet glove, or whatever, all that stuff, you know and not just soft, but the hard forms too, like the transition, the shifting, the yin and the yang, the dancing. You can do all of this within your body. It's amazing. Oh man, lots of tea. There you go. um yeah, they teach us illusion. Yeah, they're still brainwashing kids in school. There's a lot of things coming out though, like online schools, that are on the blockchain, that I know personally. Um, so yeah, and I can't really say much, yet about all these things that I'm a part of. I will be able to in the future, even though now is probably the time to get in on them. And I wish I could tell you guys now, but I can't. Um, so I'm gonna be releasing all that stuff as soon as I can. That's, I mean, this everything, it's all perfectly timed. no matter how much I want to push it all forward, it's you have we got to be aligned. You know what I mean? Like it's you're always in the exact place you're supposed to be. Remember that. Even if you don't think you are, even if you fight, you want to do more, right? Like this whole world, we want to do more. We want to teach them everything. We want to say about this. We want to say about that, right? Blah 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 blah. When we need a pandemic just to wake up, hopefully half of the world, you know. It's just like, is that what we wanted? No, but is it because we wanted it to come too fast? I don't know. Still seems slow. But did we cause this? I don't know. Just a lot of things. Like, just don't worry about it. Stay aligned right here. Mind, body, soul, over and over. Mind, body, soul, mind, body, soul. That's the mantra. Mind, body, soul. I am, it, you know, healthy, abundant, mind, body, soul. Mind, body, soul. Everything. I'm aligned. Yeah, y'all. One love. Um, Sizzla. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's so many people that are coming up. Yeah, singing's good too because, well, okay, so the thing about the organs is that your organs aren't muscles, right? That's why you do the Tai Chi forms and the whatever, the Qigong's, right? And you do movements, like, because there's no muscle attached to, like, your liver or whatever. I mean, like, yeah, it's tight, but you have to engage the muscles that it's attached to in order to you know what I mean? It's not a muscle itself, so you can't like, squeeze, like a bicep and, make like squeeze your liver. You have to do the movements, with the breath and with the everything and, to properly move them. That's why the Tai Chi and stuff, and that's why you go slow for a lot of times because you're literally working with your internal order. That's why if you do Tai Chi wrong, you can mess yourself up really bad too. But yeah, 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 Matrix, they're still in the Matrix, but they're getting out of the Matrix. They need more explanations of us. Share this video because I'll explain it all to everybody. Man, it's easy. It's easy. It's really easy to understand. Um, but what's hard is getting over all the concepts, filtering out all the bad. And the reason I say this extends even out into the spiritual realm, right? This is why I'm saying 100th monkey. This is why I have to make videos on the low. You know what I mean? It's like because there's still a lot of people doing astrology and talking about how this is and how that is. And again, they're just describing the science of what we're already manifesting, of what's already happening, right? But a lot of this astrology people don't even know astrology. Like I don't fully understand astrology. I don't, right, like read the stars like I probably should know to do right now, but I have my own guidance on that, you know what I mean? So that's what we're all gonna come together and we're gonna, so it's great. But it's like we're all still just talking about these after effects, so we have to get to the source and remember what that is. Um, because if you're, like I said, we need another Kali Yuga. Do I need to know what Pluto's gonna do so that now I know what I want to manifest? Like, no, I already know what I want to manifest. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? But when I find out what Pluto's doing, then I can go, oh, okay, so that's where the energy is at right now. So that's what we can. And this is what Spirit says when I talk about, waiting for certain stargates to open up or certain portals happens at certain times. It's like, yeah, it's easier to do it then, right? But I thought we were all here for more than that. Like, what are the beings that we are truly? Are we still just victim to what the planets are doing, or are we still just victim to what, you know what I mean? Like, at least that's how I think of this, right? I'm not from any universe. I'm from all of the existence that has ever been and will never be, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's what I don't know what everybody else is trying to find. Everybody's trying to find their twin flame or whatever out there, I mean, good luck. Jeez, I'd love to myself, right? Or what if it's not exactly how you thought, right? You know what I'm saying? And if it's your twin, probably gonna be at odds. Probably, you know what I mean? Like, probably not gonna necessarily see eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? Um, because that's an opposites attract, right? Or it's a similars attracts, and then it's basic like then what? Then it means that so we were whole and then we cut ourselves in half, but we're still like basically the same. So we need to come together and then we could be fully whole, or do we have another negative opposite? Or have like how many times has fractal got to cut itself between like we're all twin flames. You are all my twin flames. Like you know what I mean? It's just a matter of how many pizza slices are we cutting this up into? You know what I mean? Um, yeah, right. Singing, yeah, singing is really good too. Because singing, yes, singing will engage, the organs and the internal of the body, right? Yeah, yeah, even the pastors, right? I remember seeing that one pastor dude. Um, one of them, he was saying how like he feels so bad and he has to like go back on everything that he's ever said because he's been reading the Bible wrong or something like that. Like he's been misinterpreting it, and he like had he woke up. He woke up in the middle of church. He woke up giving a sermon. He was like, "Oh, I don't know how it happened, but that's funny." All right, let's do. I brought even more decks out because I was going to play with cards today because I wasn't sure what to say. Like I said in the beginning, I don't know what was going to come out because I couldn't think of nothing at the moment. So let me just get rid of some of those. There's gonna be too many. I'll be here for another hour and a half, 2 hours just pulling cards. But I do want to. I want to do these guys. I haven't used them on like ever, and never on online. So we're gonna do some after tarot. Shout out Angel Fish for the hookup. Scorpio. Where's that Cancer? What's the waves? Was that Aquarius? Oh man, I don't know. There's so many different symbols for them. I forget half the time. The ones that get me still are the M's. I think the one with is the Virgo, but then the other one is. See, I don't even remember what the other one is. What is that one? You got waves. You're making me think Aquarius because it's water. Could be Cancer, but that's not Cancer, is it? Scorpio. Isn't Scorpio one of the M's? Scorpio's one of the M's. Yeah, I get him. I don't even know. Yeah, my Pluto's in was my Pluto in? I think my Pluto's in Scorpio. It might be. Yeah. All right, come on. After tarot. Remember, this one's a little more not safe for work. Yeah, love is the answer to life. Right, exactly. Exactly. Everybody wants to know what this book says, what that book says, what the astrology saying, what this is saying, and everybody forgot love. Love is all you need, right? Like how many John Lennons do we need to explain it? How many emerald tablets do we need to explain how to do any of this, Because if we all tomorrow, the whole world just like fell into love or jumped into love, somehow got to love, right? We could put all the books down and we could just get to fixing things. And then we'd be in the fifth dimension in in a couple years, whatever. You know what I mean? Like we'd release the technologies, we'd love each other, we want to help each other. It would all work out, right? We don't need all this complication. You know what I mean? It's all just creating more stress and anxiety and drama and misunderstandings and misinformations. You know, how many more Bob Marleys and how many more people do we need? How many more egos does it take? How many egos does it take? Be like zero. Zero more eagles. Eagles? Did I say eagle? I said eagle. Eagles. Egos. Eagles. Zero more eagles. There's only Juan, and his name is Juan. That's a shout out. I know. I know. It's the best. It's too funny. Aquarius. Aquarius. Thank you for that. I thought Aquarius. Okay. There you go. Pluto and Aquarius. Ooh. Okay. Maybe everybody will figure it out now. Okay, let's keep going. Right. Right. Because you gotta think too, like how many times has, it been in this and it been in that and it been in that and it been in this. Like, so does that mean when we get to oneness, they're all gonna be in the same one at the same time? Like they're always gonna be in some other place, in some other thing, in some other, you know, like everybody wants a shortcut, but nobody wants to take the shortcut. So it's already we already know the shortcut. Everybody's getting sidetracked. And it's like the black sheep thing. Talking about being spiritual leaders and being this and being the ones to lead the way. And it's like, we ain't leading the way to nothing. We're running away. What's a black sheep do? He leaves everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, yeah, maybe a couple people come with, but typically they're coming with because they already see it too. And if I'm going there, I'm not going anywhere because I want to lead anybody or control anybody. I don't want to, I'm not trying to rule anything. That's why I'm leaving in the first place because everybody else is following the leader, shepherd. You know what I'm saying? So this whole spiritual leadership, you know what I mean? It's not like it's not a thing because, we got to talk about this stuff, but people are forgetting it's not about following and leading. It's about making your own discernment, man, figuring this stuff out. I think I've shuffled this enough. After Tarot is probably a perfect deck for me. I'm just saying. I should put that out there right now. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle. I'm gonna get it here. Yeah. I mean, like everybody's law of everything. It's love. Exactly. Right. And that's the truest of the truth, right? Because none of this would be here if there wasn't unconditional and infinite love. Period. Period. Right? Love's what makes it go around. The dark light is what shining the light. Light is information, right? It's the darkness that, you know, takes it all away. It's not to say darkness doesn't have its place. Doesn't say it's not important. It doesn't mean it's not important, right? But we got enough of that here. Right? We got enough of that here. We need more light. Is what we need here. Less confusion and more knowing and gnosis. I'm gonna start picking. Yeah, I know you told me like 13 times. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. It's for the week ahead. No, I'm not doing week ahead. This is just current state. So being consciousness. Why you guys gotta argue? They're always arguing. Not always arguing. You just both want to be here. Okay, both cards. Fine. Gee Louise. That means both cards. There's a reason why. Okay. Now I was gonna pick this one. Okay. But why you want to talk? So we got two of cups. Of pentacles. I don't know what that is. I don't know what he's talking about. Two of pentacles. And then we got justice on the other side. So let's go. The two of the pentacles. That's gonna be funny. I want to read them because this is fun. Uh, the juggler is part clown, part court jester, and part showman. A ship is anchored just offshore, and four people have disembarked. They look like four court cards from the minor arcana. In the distance, a second ship is riding the waves on a rolling sea. Oh man, how did you know that? That's amazing. Yeah, so it's decisions, right? We're balancing it's the two apparent like this hilarious right now. He's just juggling both. Like, which polarity do you want? Which one do you let's see? And then over here Justice is like, yeah, you better choose. I'm never gonna read this. Justice. That's hilarious. Hold on, we need a third card. So what's the summary? hmm It's that everybody is choosing their own justification for whatever polarity they want to be in. It's angles. We're doing angles again. I know. All right. So what are we talking about here? What else is going on over here? Okay, give us something else. Right? Yeah. And then look at the bottom. You got like there's the justice, and then even the king. Is that the king himself is like asking justice? Right. The king. and the poor man, right, are both there, right? Like I don't know the separation and polarity, son. I might have to do a deep dive into these cards so I can better explain. Although I just like it when it comes to me instead. Love is what makes it all work, man. Love is what makes it worth and work, you know? It ain't worth nothing if we're all just here, suffering forever. Life is suffering, they say. Yeah, all right. We know Buddha. Okay, yeah, thanks. But it doesn't have to be. Only reason like that's the miss that's the misalignment between no, it's just created this way. Like it doesn't life does not have to be suffering. It's because we keep giving power to a bunch of morons who don't know their butt from a hole in the ground. You know what I mean? We keep listening to them. It's totally going to keep you safe and not ever transfer to somebody else. Oh, oops, I was wrong. Yeah, we knew you were wrong. You putz. All right, one more card. One more card. One more card. No, one more card. Yeah, no, 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 no. You get to pick. Yeah. What is? Yeah, yeah. Just you. Just you. Not arguing. Not arguing with you guys. No. See? Look at that. Oh, found it. Perfect. That was a good one. I know. We had to shift through the energies on that one so we could find the right one. Oh, no, what? Okay. Aha. Hanged man. Thanks. What are we supposed to do with this one? Make a choice. Okay. Make a choice. Make a choice. Make a choice. Okay. I think that I like this because I think that's what I want to do. I'm just gonna flip it over. Right? I'm gonna pick this one, and then I'm gonna flip it to that one. I'm gonna pick that one, and then I'm gonna flip it down. Then I'm gonna pick that one, and I'm gonna flip it back to that one because we got the Hangman showing up. What does it say? I want to know what the book says, but it seems like it's just describing the cards. Jeez, how's that helpful? After Tarot got all the attitude. You ain't even met attitude. Like talk to me about attitude. They say you got to be careful of the quiet ones, right? That's why I try to stay loud, something like that. Hangman. Card of patience, sacrifice, perseverance, and hope. He's suspended from a tree, swinging upside down from a rope wrapped around his right ankle. He's not alone. He's not suffering. A woman is kneeling on the ground beside him, helping him drink from an earthenware pitcher. An earthenware pitcher. Oh, okay. Right. So he's chilling. You know what I mean? Like everybody's worried about this one, but he's just chilling, right? It said patience, sacrifice, perseverance, and hope, right? He's like, I hope that I'm hanging upside down and that this is going to make my immune system stronger because I'm putting myself under pressure. See what I'm saying? He's sacrificing the ability to stand upright. Right. Okay. No, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it. No, I'm just messing around. Right. It's humility. That's all the word that I keep getting. Is that it? I was waiting for more words. Humility is just the one that keeps coming in. People are gonna have to work on their humility, right? Sacrifice, patience, perseverance. No more Cheetos, okay? Right? And I will be there. We will be there with a pitcher of fresh, high quality H2O so that you can get refreshed and revitalized. Right? That was fun. After tarot, that was fun. That was fun. That wasn't so bad. That was fun. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. All right, now we're gonna do my crows because I gotta get back into the crows. My crows got some energy. I'm gonna do crows. I'm gonna skip some. Okay, we'll do Beyond Lemuria. We'll do Odin. in the nine realms, and then we'll do our galactic heritage, and that'll be it for today. It's getting late, getting late. Everybody's going to bed. Ignore negativity. Yeah, pretty much. That's the boundaries. You gotta say no. Like that's it. I've been doing that recently in my own personal life. Like I can't do negativity anymore. Like I'm done with it. Like there's literally no point. Like it's people choosing to focus on the negative side of everything or anything, and it's not helping. It's not helping. Like it's not the goal. Like you know what I mean? If somebody wants to be negative about everything and give up on life, let them. It's not what you're here to do, you know. That's what I was talking about, like with the cancer stuff, you know, like seeing stuff like that out there. Like, you know what I mean? If you want to just believe that it'll never be cured, well then you know what? That's you. I'm not gonna debate it with you if you don't want to have hope. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to give you hope that it can be cured, you know, but you're gonna argue with me that it can't and I'm not an expert. Okay, fine. Like good luck, you know. I don't know why I'm even talking. Right? Don't ask for my opinion. Don't act like we're friends. Don't act like we share opinions. We could talk about things because you know you're just gonna argue with me. So whatever, you know. That's how people are, you know, because it's like you know everybody's got something to prove or something like everybody knows more than somebody else. It's like no, like it's not how creation works and manifestation works. Okay, I'm just here to help. Friendly neighborhood monkey. That's what it is. Yeah, sometimes you have to say no, and sometimes you have to cut off people. I know, and that's the part that sucks. But it's the way it goes. Ah, very good, very good. So, interesting enough, we got justice again. Is the first card. All right, so am I reading this one? Do I have to read? I didn't read the last one. Do we have to read justice? We know what justice is. Justice is like one of the most obvi. Freedom. Uh, Crow flies upward, wings open. He has nothing to conceal. His honesty has earned him the respect. Well, I don't like, huh? Of his peers, and they know he will take a balanced and fair approach to every situation. The Crow of Justice brings a message to take time to see a problem or difficult challenge from all sides before making any decisions. It is also time to consider all consequences. If it's reversed, it wasn't. May include there's a person who hasn't been completely honest. If you look deep inside, that person may even be yourself. It may be a good time to examine your personal truths. Yeah, justice, fairness, balance, and law. Yeah, get rid of law. Not my favorite word. I think we could do without law, like in all of the universe. There's a way it works, and that's the way it works. No laws necessary because the only law is love because if there was any quote unquote fairness about this or whatever, like we wouldn't be having the negativity that we have happening. So don't give me law, okay? I don't need law. The law of whatever you think is going to happen. Yeah, because you thought it. It's I don't know. It's just creation. I don't like the word law. It's got a bad connotation down here, you know. And until we see a good example of it, well, then we're gonna have to uh, change that for somebody, for people. Boom, 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 boom. And then we got the card number zero of the Fool. Innocence, beginnings, free spirit, faith, and adventure, kind of like the Hangman. Unafraid, the crow does not waver a bit and has faith that the log and the river will provide a great adventure. In the distance, there will be wind blowing. There is wind blowing, whistling a warning. Yet the crow remains faithful, knowing that despite how stormy or choppy the waters may become in the future, the log will keep her afloat. The Fool card asks that you have faith in the universe and live fearlessly. You will come through the storm. If you allow hope to replace fear, imagine the advent. the adventures you have waiting. Right, like I was saying earlier about, seizing opportunities, right? You have to be open to them, otherwise you'll miss them, right? But don't tell me that because I miss them that it's not going to happen again. Yeah, see that's the that's how we're programmed to think. That you know what I mean? Like if we don't do it, then bad's and the good and the bad and the good and the bad. Just be open, you know? It's very simple. Everybody's telling the truth just at what level. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what truth is. Truth is truth for everybody. Like your truth is your truth, and what you say manifests, right? So if you say cancer, boom, is I'll never recover, then you're going to prove that to be true by your own creation and manifestation, right? But if you say it's not, and see, and that's what I was thinking too. So what? So does this mean that like now, in order to like prove people who don't believe it can be cured, now we all have to go get it, and then we have to go to a doctor and have them diagnose us, whatever, and then and then and then and then reject all that they tell us to do and then cure it ourselves and then people are going to start to believe that like it's possible like this like I don't even want to prove it to you then. Like honestly, I'm not gonna put myself through that just to like prove like it's so weird. It's so weird. People and their facts and truth and proof and whatever, you know. Like you just gotta align, man, and get connected to stuff and the truth will reveal itself. Because there's three sides to the story. There's your truth, there's my truth, and then there's the objective and infinite truth, right? And as long as we're getting worked up over what mine is versus what yours is versus what, right? People are not, that's what I mean when I say they're not, they don't know how to listen to not like themselves, not just what they think or just what someone else thinks, right? And you experience that through meditation when you ignore all the things and you let it come to you and it settles within your being and your knowing, right? It doesn't come from the television screen or what somebody said or what you know what I mean. It comes from the ability to perceive and to notice the pattern and how the workings of the universe function and it is as simple as like logical thinking or something like you can trace it back or looking back at history it is kind of like a form of science where you're like oh that's how it works and so that's what like 2 plus 2 is 4 okay yeah it's 4 right it's the truth why because that makes sense. Like it should make sense, like not just to you and not just to, you know what I mean? Like, but again, people argue. So like it should make sense to everybody, not, just to one person, you know. That's what everybody's doing, like with the jibby jab. Or like, like they can't see that like literally our just the straight up health industry literally lied to us they don't want to admit it. I don't know why. Like they're just fighting for they have to be right. It's a trip, you know. Like I remember when it all started and we were calling all these things out and then like and everybody was like, "No, you don't have proof. You don't have proof." And we're like, "Yeah, you don't have proof either. That's what we're saying." Say. And then now all the proof is coming out in like, the facts of that they're lying's favor, and then they still don't want to, admit it. Like Pfizer wanted to release its information after 75 years. Like, listen, man, I know not everybody's like street smart or something, but at some point you got to be able to call bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wait, so you telling me you don't want to tell us, you don't want to release literally your test data? Like, it's literally we need to know. It's like the science that we need to know. It's the data from the experiments. Like, we need to know. Like, and you want to delay it for 75 years? Like and then what do people do? They go back to Pfizer and then they're like, "Oh yeah, can I get some of that? Yeah, that sounds great. Sounds perfect. Just what I needed. Do you have any data on this? No, we're not gonna give it to 75 years. Oh, okay. Well, just give it to me anyway. Like all I was saying was, maybe we should slow down. That's all I was ever trying to say. It's just hilarious, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And right, and that's a good point. The truth does not need a belief, you know what I mean? It's either accept or not accept. Like exactly. Like because then that just becomes somebody's truth. Like as soon as you accept something for being true, then that's what your truth is. And now we're all gonna argue about it. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult for people to see that ancestral or ancestral that objective truth. Uh yeah, to manifest the love, you have to stay right. If you want to manifest positivity, you have to stay positive. If you want to manifest negativity, stay negative and think the whole world's against you and think that nothing's ever going to work out and think that all you're here to do is just, suffer and die one day. Like then fine. That's all you're going to experience, while you're here, you know. Even if I mean, we all know we'll have to release a mortal coil or something at some point. I mean, I'm still on the other side of that, much as I can be, you know what I mean? Or I'm living with everybody else who's just wanting to die all the time, Just like, I mean, but whatever. Like, I mean, you want to keep talking about it. Like, I'm trying to hold it down for that. Like, I don't think anybody else is. And because the further along we get, the more, we realize what timeline we're on. All right, well, that's fine, but that doesn't mean that we're never gonna eventually get past this. And clearly, I'm like one of the only ones that's hoping for that, I guess. I mean, everybody else wants to just, you know, everybody else is afraid of everything. Because it's scary, and it is, you know, getting up there and having to try to keep yourself healthy somehow, having to try to support yourself somehow. I mean, it's scary. It is. It's scary. It's real. It's real talk, you know? But if you know that there's more to life, you know that there's more, like that you've always been taken care of somehow in life and you figure it out, and when it's time to not figure it out anymore, then you'll be gone. You won't have to anymore. You can let it go, like it's just we just have it's our mentality over all this stuff, that's really making it hard, right? If we had all the love in the world, like we wouldn't have to worry about, you know, expiring so much because we'd all love and we'd all care for each other. We'd all have each other's backs. But they don't make it easy for us to afford to do, right? I mean, again, it's not our fault, it's the system, you know? Yeah, everyone has a different perspective in life based off what their triggers most are, what their fears most are, the most, you know what I'm saying? It's all different perspective based off of there's the personal perspective and then there's the objective perspective, and that's what meditation helps you do, to see the 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 objective more, to like they say, like there's always somebody who's got it better than you or whatever, and there's always somebody who's got less, not as much as you do, and it's perspective. We have to be able to see where you're at in your timeline on your life, and then versus the world, the collective consciousnesses, whatever, you know what I mean, and see what timeline they're on. And then it becomes easy to predict the where you're gonna end up and where other people might end up. Comes easy. But we have to take the time to do these things and think about these things and not be afraid to think about these things, you know. Yeah, truth is free for everyone, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, we all got more supporters. Because haters just hurt themselves. You know what I mean? That saying, like they just feel negative. So they're just hurting themselves all the time. So there's a lot less haters, in the world than there are supporters. It's true, But it's not easy for everybody to support, like everybody all the time, at least not now. Like, and it would be easy if we all did it because there'd always be more people because you're only one person. So we would all have multiples of supporters and we would all have another you know what I mean? So we just got to get that mentalities going that people can do this and we can really change the world. Yeah, hurt people, exactly. What enters the body when it's born? That's a good question. I mean, there's some people who I remember being carried as a soul into my body, like as a baby. I don't remember much being a baby, but I've heard people talk about how they remember being like inside the womb and things like this. And they remember kind of like sounds and vibrations and, things like this, whatever they could, because the eyes aren't developed, you know what I mean? Whatever. But you're still feeding information from your mom, right? So, like I've heard all that kind of stuff too. So I do think that we're conscious. It's all about consciousness. I'm not going to go into the argument of are you killing a human if you have an abortion? You know what I mean? That's a whole nother thing because of the law that we have that you're not supposed to kill people, and then Jesus or God says that you're a sinner because you did it. Like that's all the human shit. Like it's the consciousness thing, man. Once we realize we're all consciousness beings, right? Like we can let all that shit go and stop worrying about you know um who's right and who's wrong again. But it's all consciousness, man. We're always conscious of that stuff. Did I read The Fool? Oh yeah, we read The Fool. What are we going on? Let me get these cards and do oracles after this real quick. Five, six, seven. Oh, seven of cups. Let's go. Like, like I think of the world in a way different way. Like, like I think of all things and topics way differently than anybody I've ever met thinks of them. But it's very simple, like, and anybody can. I'm sure that we all think of similar things, at certain points, we all kind of stumble across the same ideas. Maybe not everybody, but I think of it as way different to me than, um, all right, let's go. The crow rests as she dreams of all the things she wants. Some of her dreams lead to love and victory. Others may result in loss or deception. Because she has created so many choices, she's finding it hard to commit to a decision, and as a result, she is stuck in a place. The seven of see, this is why I say throw it all out and just come back to your center and your oneness. Stop worrying about all the things. The seven of cups advises you to step back and weigh all your options. Oh yeah, we're getting justice too, huh? Take time to evaluate the pros and cons of each choice with an eye toward the realistic. It is okay to be a dreamer, but eventually you will need to face reality. And that's what I've been talking about this whole time, like making it real, like manifesting. Like, you can pray to God forever to heal you of your tummy ache, but if you don't stop eating the Cheetos, it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, cool. Right. The Fool and the Hangman, faith, justice, twice. Yep. People got choices to make, man. New moon. Shout out new moon. Set your new intentions, right? We're in the window now. Do, 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 boo. All right. Yo, what's up? DNA energy. Yeah. Yeah. All things have a negative and an equal opposite. Yeah. Opposite, positive, and negative. Yep. And that's as long as you live in polarity. And for the most part, that's what most of these multiverses are, is polarity. That's why I was saying earlier. I don't know if you were on when I was talking about earlier. Um, but that yeah, that it's eventually once you get past the polarity, everybody accepts everything for the way that it is, and then there's no judgment because you know what I mean. It's like say if we lived in a world of complete harmony, would we still not have a hot and a cold thing to, you know what I mean? Like, are we going to take away all sensation, from ourselves as to experience something hot, cold, food that's spicy, food that's sweet, you know what I mean? Whatever, right? Male, female polarities, like, no, like we can still live with all with polarity and be in harmony. You know what I'm saying? So people say like fifth dimension, your these dimensions, and it's all love and it's all light. It's like, yeah, but that's because we accept each other and we understand that we're here to work together and we help. Like we can still do that now here on this third dimension if we all just learned how to be nice to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said, we're only stuck here because food's bad. What was I saying? All this whole thing, food, because we got polluted food, polluted air, polluted water, right? That's why we're stuck in this matrix, is whatever you want to call it. It's not because we can't dream enough. It's not because we can't read all the emerald tablets and the keys of Solomon's and all the ancient books, and then that's why we haven't figured out how to get to the fifth dimension. No, we need to just release the technology that's already out there. We're being held back. We're being polluted in the skies. We're being polluted in the waters. We're being polluted. Well, you know what I mean? Like, that's why we're stuck here. It's not just because, you know, like something's wrong with you and you can't figure out how to, right? But since that's the case, we have to work at that. We have, like, if we really want to get beyond it in your consciousness, you have to turn your third eye on. You got to start eating right. You got to start exercising right. You got to start. That's why these things, right? It's practical. Like the card was saying. Like, so I'm saying this whole thing is we have to make it real because we want it to be real. So are you making it real, or are you not making it? You know what I mean? So yeah, polarity is just polarity. Like it's not good. It's not bad. You know what I mean? And then eventually, I'm sure, once you get to complete united wholeness, like I was explaining about the Tao, they say, well, what gave birth to yin and yang? What gave birth to the polarity? Right? There's a space of unity, and through meditation, you can experience that place of oneness in the place of action with inaction, of inaction and all that shit that they talk about, through deep meditation, you can experience other places and consciousnesses that don't exist in polarity, right? Where everything is united. But that doesn't mean that there isn't, you know what I mean? Like you can't be united and then just be like, oh well, that's hot and then that's cold and then we're not united. No, you can still be united, but you know what I mean? So we just have a limited understanding of like all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, because I still don't know it all, but I understand how it works. I see the patterns, so I can trace it back. You know what I mean? So for the most part, I got, it's functioning, the science part, the reverse engineering, right? How it works. And then how, that's what the monks did. That's what the Tai Chi is, or the Tao. That's what it is. They reverse it, they reverse engineered consciousness through the physical vessel and through beings and through the mind and through the body and through nature and using, right? We already have all this stuff out there. Like I said, we just got to release the technology. And that's what's happening now is everybody's learning all this stuff and everybody's waking up to everything. You know what I mean? Like it's all happening right now. Whew. How long have I been on, man? See, I don't have a timer no more because I had to do this whole other setup because everything was broke on me. Oh, I do have a time. Okay, 2 hours. 2 hours. That's why I was okay. 2 hours. Felt like 45 hours right now. We've been going on and on and on. Facing fear, step out of your comfort zone. Hey, Pre. Oh my gosh. What the hell are you doing here? Yeah, you have to go back and why I've been out for 2 hours. I look tanned. You know what? It's this thing. Cause watch out. Okay, maybe not. I can't. Oh, was that it? I either get like a red, too much red, or too much blue. There it is. Oh, there's some blue. See, there it goes. Shifted right there. See, now I look pale, right? A little paler. Yeah, I don't know. It's the camera. It just never knows how to be a normal color. It's too polarized. You know what I mean? It doesn't know. It doesn't know how to be neutral. I don't even know why it changes like that. I mean, I know it's the shadows, but it's like there's one light on right there. So now you're gonna make me mess with the cameras. But yeah, I do like to get some sunshine. I'm pale. I'm a pale white boy. There's many waves in the ocean and we're all riding our own. Right, but we all on the same ocean. Exactly. And eventually we're all gonna be washed ashore. Hopefully to the same place, but you never know. That's funny. All right. How many we doing? How many we doing? We'll do one more? No, 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 no. And that's why I always do three. Yeah, because one for each of you, and then the third one, right? Your truth, my truth, and then the objective truth. That's what we got, right? Right. The good, the bad, and then the one in the middle. All right. Ooh. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's paler than my face. Oh no, see, look, no. Oh no, yeah, it's paler than my face. Yeah, maybe my face has been going to the gym. African black soap is good for the skin, but it's a bit strong. Oh, nice. Yeah, you made it for card time. I usually pull cards after I'm done blabbing, and I blabbed today for a while, so that's why we're on 2 hours and 25 seconds. I already pulled some, but all my cards, I'll basically catch you up. All my cards just basically every time I pull them, they just back up everything that I've been saying. So I've tried to pull cards before I start talking, but then it gets weird because then I read them and then I'm like, okay, so I have it in the back of my head. So now then I start to talk about things, and then it's like, okay, so am I talking about it because I just read about them or whatever. So I just pull cards at the end. Um, but it always just verifies everything I say throughout my life. Come on, come on, we got two more. I know, it's just one. Why? Because we're trying to rush. We're trying to hurry, get this live over with. Michael needs to go stretch and do some meditation before bed. What time is it? What time is it? Okay, fine. You guys are agreements? Fine, fine. I'm not gonna argue. Fine. Endless opportunities, man. Look at you called it. Many waves in the ocean, and we're all riding our own. Yeah, you can ask a question for sure. Anytime, I enjoy it. The more chat we get going, the more ground we can cover, period. So I think everything is welcome here. Look at the bubbles. Look at the bubbles. Look at the butterflies in the bubbles. All right, hold on. Let's go 23. 23, Michael Jordan. All right. Decision making, choice, crossroads, unrealized opportunities, taking the path of least resistance, heart over mind, direction, focused energy, the high road or the low road, endless opportunity. Okay, decisions, options, and opportunities. It's wonderful that we have freedom to choose, but times of indecision can be so hard and almost suffocating. The more we use our minds to battle the pros and cons, the more we move out of our hearts. Pros and cons again. This is the third card that said pros and cons. Often the best way forward is to step back and do what it takes to get out of your head and into your body so your gut feeling can guide the way when making it. And that doesn't mean your emotional body, it means your gut body. When making a choice, you may consider anything that doesn't feel like a total yes as a total no. Um, perhaps did I read that right? Okay, I'm gonna just keep going. They say, yeah, perhaps none of the apparent options are right, or any choice could be the right one. If you wholeheartedly pick a direction and give it your best shot, when faced with a decision, check where your integrity lies. Peel back the layers to see where you are making your choices from. Hello, going back to the source of what's actually going on. Are you choosing from fear-based survival or a place of love? Exactly. A choice founded in love can make you feel light, excited, passionate, and give you butterflies. It might be a little scary, but in a good way. It might not make sense to your mind, it may seem out of your comfort zone or undermine logic. The low road can look like the safest, easiest path. It may avoid or lessen it may avoid or lessen immediate pain and confrontation, but it will be long, winding, and exhausting. The high road may look perturbing, but it will cut through old stories and lead directly to the heart for growth and transformation. When you choose to step forward boldly, it takes courage, but you will discover a place of trust. Rather than staying small, hiding, or running away, you will expand and open yourself to growth. This is where magic happens, and synchronicities you could never have imagined land in your lap. But first, you have to step into the unknown and let your heart guide you. What if everything you wanted was right there in front of you? Make the important decision to let go of outdated limitations. What could be the worst that happens? Reach for what you want and know that it's closer than you realize. And the divinatory meaning says you have options and opportunities you may have not realized. The universe wants to give you what you want. It's all there, so reach out and wholeheartedly choose it. While you sit on the fence, your experiences are diluted or confusing. We live in a time of choices. Sometimes reason and limitation direct our choices, and we feel unfilled as a result. Choose life from a place of heart, compassion, and integrity, and you can't go wrong. That's right. Follow your heart, kid. You'll never go wrong. Babe Ruth, Baby Ruthie's. You guys remember that movie, The Rookie? Is the Rookie of the Year when he has a dream and Babe Ruth visits him in his dream and he doesn't know what to do. He's like, "Follow your heart, kid. You'll never go wrong." I always remember that part for whatever reason. That's seared into my brain. But yo, what's up? Um, yeah, I think that card, I was reading that card and I was like, this is already asking whatever it is that Pre's asking right now. So I think that card was already, yeah, yeah, you know it too. Cool, you heard it. Right path is you being happy. Exactly. And free and light. You know what I mean? Unless you want to be dark again. You know what I mean? Because then that's your truth. Yeah. Yo. Um, yeah. Heck yeah, let's be like that. That let's go that way. That's what I'm saying. Where there's a will, there's a way. Exactly, and that's what it is too. Yep. You have to choose and you have to believe in your choice no matter what. Weigh your pros and cons, right? If it's the cons aren't so bad, that like everything, like don't risk it all, you know what I mean? But, do something you want to do and do it, you know? Do something you want to do and then do it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm Italian over here. You just do it. Was that meet the fuckers? Do it. They say do it, then still do it. Um, yeah, I think that answers your question, Pre. Right? Because you guys, anything we do that we put all of our energy and focus into is gonna work. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna work. And is it gonna be perfectly the way that it like no, we all know that by now. You know what I mean? For most part. I mean it's just that's just part of it. There's always gonna be other factors. But if you put all your energy into it, you're gonna make it happen, you know? Well, okay. Jeez, lady. Just saying. All right. One only? One only? Yep, I know. I gotta get going. Time for bed. Time for bed for some of us. Even me. Right? Time of it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I gotta turn in. The sun's down. We should all be sleeping already. Sun's down, guys. Shouldn't be up. Supposed to be sleeping. Ooh, I didn't know it had this part in here. Might have to read that later. I'm gonna read that tonight for my reading before bedtime, which I don't really do, but sounds like a good idea. Magic? Are we on magic? No, we're on places, the nine realms, right? Okay, here we go. Hold on. Odin and the nine realms coming. Excuse me. I don't know if you heard that. Uh-huh. Hell. Had her. She's come by a couple times. We were talking about Lilith earlier, so she probably had to make an appearance. Hello, hello. Camera of camera from okay. Place of the dead, the goddess Hel. Hel? How would they say it in Nord? The realm of Hel is located under one of the three roots of the Yggdrasil. The goddess Hel is one of Loki's children. She was thrown into the Niflheimr by Odin and granted power over all nine realms if she agreed to host the people who died of old age or illness. She lives in a hall known as Yul El Yudnir? Yeah, El Yudnir, which is surrounded by high walls, a large gate, and a ferocious watchdog. In many ways, this realm infers a different concept of the afterlife. In pre-Christian times, the Vikings viewed the hereafter as a continuation of life. The Norse did not have a concept of hell ruled by Satan and filled with rotting corpses. Instead, they believed in a great hall where dead people eat, drink, fight, and sleep. If you have drawn this card, do not be afraid. Rather, see this as offering a new way for you to perceive death and dying. The Hell card indicates that you have moved forward and gained insight into life and death, seeing death as a transition to another world and way of being. There's freedom in this card. You are now able to walk throughout the nine realms. Oh, that's deep, right? Because then you're not limited by your physical body. Yo, I'm excited. I'm almost excited. You know what I mean? I can't wait. I mean, no, I'm not. Oh, that sounds wrong. Sounds wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's funny. Cool. Look at her chilling. And I hope I get to meet her. I hope she's standing right there, like, yo, what's up? I'll be like, what's up, girl? Why you so creepy looking, son? You know what I mean? And then she's gonna be like, that's just your interpretation of what creepiness is. I'm just here chilling. You want some food, some drink, and then you want to go fight? I'll be like, yeah, give me some food and drink. I think I'll skip the fighting, but you know what I mean? It's a different perspective, guys. Different perspective. You see what I'm saying? Different perspective. I can't wait. But I'm not in any rush, right? Why everybody's in a rush? Stop rushing. You're gonna be there soon enough, right? You know what I mean? They say this is life, is just a blink of an eye. You know what I mean? So slow down. Quit rushing everything. Go make your decisions. Go for what you want in life. Be a manifester. Create them. You know, stop being, don't be scared. Don't be scared. I can't say the rest of that line. I could, but that's pretty direct. This is not safe for work, not for kids, but that's just taking it to another level. We don't need to say that. That's just too much for YouTube's. I think I'm gonna hop over to another platform eventually here because I want to talk more candidly, you know. YouTube just likes to censor people. I mean, as far as I can tell, that's just my professional research, which I'm not a professional researcher, but I identify as one. So that's me making best choice for myself. Faith moves mountains. I love that. I totally love that. Yeah. Even if your faith is as little as a mustard seed. I love that. They say that a man can move mountains, even if his faith is as little as a mustard seed. It's a line in a punk song that I like. They're a Celtic punk band, Flatfoot 56. Shout out Flatfoot 56. They're from Chicago. Yeah. That's where I'm from. Well, Chicago suburbs. I was the first baby, first one born in the suburbs. All the family was born in Chicago, and then they moved out. For little old me, and then all the rest of the cousins. Do 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 facts. Listen to prayers earlier. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, you gotta listen to that's yeah, listen to prayers. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, you know. No, it's not that last one there that you said, no way. I mean, like that's not bad and it works. There's just a lot like it works for people if you know how to just like block all the spam. But yeah, that first one that you mentioned, I'll probably go over too because they've been legit for a while. Damn, son. All right. This is the first time I'm sitting here talking, shuffling, and you're actually popping out. Okay, you too. So I'll help them on that one. It's just three. No, I pulled up. Hey now. Okay. Hey now. Hey now. Oh, knock everything off. Hold on. It's so divine. That's my jam too. I love that song. Okay, 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 okay. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're getting dangerous today. Yo, we're doing four cards. Oh man, spicing it up, boy. Can't handle the truth. Okay, hold on. Belief systems. Oh yeah, let me show you. Boom. Belief systems, Earth present. Hello. What we've been talking about today, but hold on. Sorry, that's not safe for work. It's not safe for anybody. I gotta open the window. Belief systems, Earth present. Let's see. Hey now, hey now, we'll find which one. Find this. Where'd you find this? Over here. It was that way. Yeah, that's that way. He's got the ways. You know what I mean? He knows which way. He'd be like, yo, which way? He'd be like, that way. He'd be like, no, not the other that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like a it's like a conundrum. You know what I'm saying? That's how he stays ninja. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. There's a human tendency to cling to belief systems and rationalize them as facts without realizing that they're illusions. Oh, in fact, any construct of our minds, beliefs, thoughts, emotions is an illusion and not representative of our true nature as aware consciousness beyond the human experience. Boom. We talk about truth all day, you know what I'm saying? That's we got, you know what I'm saying? I told Priya already was trying to tell you this just you don't even need to look back what I said. All the cards at the end will just sum it up for everybody in case you haven't seen it. This is seen as a unique human trait, one that obstructs our growth at every turn. Take a look at your belief systems and your view of the world. See them as constructs of ego. All right, with the ego word, okay? Just constructs of our humanness. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Rather than universal truths. Only one truth exists that you are pure consciousness. Everything else is an illusion. Right. Everything else is us just doing the science, spiritual science, physical science, whatever, of reverse engineering how things work. That's it. But once we tap into the pure consciousness that we are, then all the answers come to you. You don't need to know. You don't, right? I've been saying this all this I've been saying. I've been saying. Uh, That's why I feel like I only really get on now to just 100 monkey stuff. Because you know how many times I say I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over. Because to me, I am. Right? How many spiritual books does it take? How many egos does it take? The is this the right one? I read the last time I read the wrong. It's spiritual technology, Vega. Present. Oh, they helping us out. Look at you guys. And the ancient Vegan mystics, the ancient became quite adept at creating spiritual technology. This refers to using tools such as crystals, wands, geometry, and so on
To enhance spiritual experiences or perform a function, such as cleaning the energy of a home or healing a person. Originally, these tools were meant to be an enhancement of spiritual practices, but over time, the Vegans became dependent on them and forgot that the power was not in the objects. This was a profound lesson for them. Examine how you use spiritual tools now. Do you depend on them more than your own inner power? Right, it's about another present card, right? They're really calling us out right now. Belief systems, and then this here, present technology. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then look at it with the next one is. Check it out. I haven't even read them. Oh, I just peeked at the last one. Like, what's that one? Power of sound. Oh man. And it's Vega again. Yep, it's 20. Yeah, 23 to 20. So same area. This in the past though. Sound represents a physicalization of spiritual energy into a frequency that can be accessed in our reality with our ears and actually our body, our nervous system. The ancient vagans, which is our vagus nerve, learn about the vagus nerve, whatever, very important. Insects do not have the um, mantids, these beings, they don't have this. The ancient Vagans were masters of sound and used it for everything from healing to warfare. The practice of chant or mantra has its origins in Vegan mysticism and has spread to many planets, including Earth. If you've received this card, then you have past experience using sound to alter consciousness, either for positive or negative purposes. This positive skill or negative karmic control pattern is returning. Explore the power of sound as a next step in your spiritual evolution. And remember, we was talking about solfeggios, remember? I was saying that, when I'm sleeping, what I'm saying? I put them on while I'm sleeping. I'm not dependent on them. It's just that when I'm sleeping, I like to have some beautiful music playing. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a good example. What you saying? What you saying? Transcendent. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, boo, boo. Wanted to post something like that. Yeah. Yo, me and Pre, man, we connected, son. We figuring that out. We realize we're like, we're like at the same, like, crossroads. Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we think it's the tool, right? Exactly. We think it's the tool. That's what I'm saying. We're all reverse engineering consciousness. You know what I mean? Like, right. Like how many sacred geometry symbols does it take for people to just find love? And as soon as we all find love and be nice to each other, we can figure all the rest of it out, and we're going to need the technology. Yeah. Because this is how, remember I was telling you about the graph earlier? It's just, you know what I'm saying? We're we've gone under the sea level, okay? You know what I mean? Like, because now we have to use the things to get back up, you know? Unless you can break free through with your mind and then boom, boom, boom. But then even still, like I was saying, even the monks who meditate all the time, they're still here, right? Because we're still having to climb, right? Physically, even like to exist. Water's polluted, air's polluted, food's polluted, you know, like we have to, bleh, you know what I'm saying? Right, right. And that's what we're reminding people of, that we don't need the tools. That's why I like, would tease tarot card, you know, on my videos, or I was just talking about astrology, right? How many Pluto conjunctions, how many, what I mean? The planets is always going to be somewhere, you know what I mean? But like, at what point do you transcend them? What point do we realize we are the consciousnesses of, like, we are part of, like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Damn you. Who am I thinking of? Come on. What is it? Mr. Powers? I don't know, Austin Powers. Thinking of James Bond. Damn you, Virgil. I don't know what I'm thinking of. um, oh, I gotta change page. And then we got enlightenment. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Look at it. Belief systems, spiritual technology, power of sound, enlightenment. What do you got to say about future? Okay, with the zetas. Yeah, the zetas are cool. You just gotta connect to the right zetas.
But it's the same with every being. There's a positive and negative with all of them. Huh?
The Zetas had a tangible experience of moving from fear to awakening, but it was not an easy one. Yeah, through the crisis they had to first learn to embrace emotion as a valid part of existence, and then at the same time not attach to emotion but rise above it. I feel like I'm just like on repeat over here. Been saying that since like my first freaking video, like 4 or 5 years ago. Encountering this paradox was essential to their transformation as a species. The same lesson is being asked of you now. Embrace and honor all aspects of who you are, even those you don't like. At the same time, know that that mind, emotions, and body are not who you are. Expand your consciousness beyond them. This is enlightenment.
Very good. That was very good. Thank you very much. Very good. Baseball been very good to me. Okay. So I've been saying, right? I realized that like when I was a kid, like, right? Because you can see the pattern of how people are getting sick with disease because of their emotional state, like, right? What were we talking, what was I talking about earlier? Like a horror movie. You know what I mean? People addicted to that rush, you know? So then your emotional state becomes what you're watching or what you know what I'm saying? And the same with sound, like the sound in a horror movie, like "Ooh," right? No, no, that's weird. No, that's weird. That don't sound natural, loving, light, harmonious. No, no, no. It literally sounds scary because it's supposed to. But if you can still detach from them, then you can still enjoy Halloween. You see what I'm saying over here? Right? Everybody's like, "Oh, why can't we do this? Why can't we?" You can, but you too stuck on it. You too. You don't. You gotta be. You gotta be more powerful than it, and then you can do whatever. Right? Like I said earlier, consciousness. You think that we get polarity? You think we're not? Unity, harmony. You think we're not gonna have hot and cold still? Like, no. Like it's. I'm getting tired. I'm going crazy right now. I feel like I've been saying it, and my Groundhog's Day energy's coming back, and I don't need that. Okay, we're just moving forward in the now, even though it's always now. Okay, it's coming back. I'm gonna take my leave right now. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I miss you guys. Let's see. Catch up on the old comments. Yeah, the System of Doubt. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, yeah. I saw that video. When did I see that? And I was talking about my last one too, right? Belief is just doubt. Because if you have to believe it, that means you're having to convince yourself, you know what I'm saying, like that the opposite isn't true. Like what did he say? Is that dude? I shouted him out. Oh, it's a Jamaican dude, the Rasta dude. He's on TikTok. And he was talking to the one dude and he was like, do you have do you like belief in knowing? Like you don't have to believe that your parents are your parents. Shit, I'm gonna mess it up. Forget it. You know what I mean? Like he's like it's a doubt. Like you don't have to believe that your parents are your parents because you know your parents are your parents. But if you have to like believe something else, it's because you don't know. So it's just the coin. It's the opposite side of it. It's just doubt, right? And that's why I say, that's why I like to say, like even hope. I don't like using hope and then even belief. Just faith. It's called faith. Faith is the word because faith means that you know it. Like faith is the only way to describe the future manifestation based on what you're doing. Because if you have faith in what you are doing, then that's what's going to make you manifest it because you're going to do it because you know it's going to work out. That's called knowing what's going to happen. That's called manifestation. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like faith. Makes a lot more sense, because faith, you don't have to have faith in like, like faith and belief. They're close, but they're slightly different. I like faith if we're gonna use one, which again, they're just words and they're just labels, but I like faith more than the rest of them, Like I have faith that you know, Jesus is going to come back, second coming of Christ, right? I have faith. That doesn't really, no, you believe that it's going to happen. Faith, that's not the same. That doesn't, you can't, you could say faith, but that's not the right word for it. Faith is different. Faith actually makes more sense to me, you know. Yeah, your voice and tone and belief, all heart bases of power. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, exactly. All we need is love, son. It's all to facilitate until we're ready to get it. Yup. Music is love language. Yeah. Harmony, man. Music is harmony, right? Emotion. Yep. Energy in motion. Is emotion. Um, it's our drive, reason we have it. Yep, yep. Tools. ER. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Emergency rooms. Scary places. Last place I want to go is the hospital, son. All right. Yep, I'm out. Cool. Yeah, I think there's like a 25-second delay on this, so um I don't know. Because I'm using this new thing, maybe I'll figure it out. Maybe I can change the latency on it or whatever. Or I'll get the old system back and it'll just work instead of technology not working as it does. So, all right, much love. I'll see you guys later. Totally done for the night. Peace.